Juggernaut, juggernaut.
Yes, sir.
We in
Mic
here.
check. Mic
What
check
up?
for respect. It's the
Hey,
LFX Media podcast. What's going on out there?
what's happening, everybody?
We want to thank you on Facebook, YouTube. Share, like, comment, tap in. We hear the pod today. Also
Already.
on our own platform, lfxmedia.live. We are streaming live on all three platforms. Tap
Yes,
in with us
indeed.
today.
Yes, indeed. We are on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Web TV.
Lovely.
How you feeling
Yes.
out there, Podge?
Yes, sir.
Round of applause to the guys.
Yes, sir.
He's made some very good breakthroughs recently. Absolutely, absolutely.
Wonderful.
You want to talk about some of the breakthroughs that you've experienced real briefly for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, we can get without getting too deep into what we're doing. I I had a discussion last night with a fellow, and the discussion really got into um, probably like some autobiography type stuff. Like, hey, what's your next book gonna be? You should go right into your autobiography. And I was letting the guy know that a lot of times uh, what you're into, I'm a published author. I have an MBA in publishing, but everybody that are avid readers are like, when is the next book coming out? And sometimes we have to be that bridge that brings other people into the literary and media area that they need to be in. So of course, I have journals and I have other book projects. And as an author, let me say this as an author, um, and this is advice to other people who are writing or thinking about writing. Your book is your baby, and a lot of times, if you plan it out, you do the proper marketing. It actually should be something you get residuals for the rest of your life, not just something that some of your best friends buy and you sell out, the what you purchase. Um, it actually should be a legacy, which your book is. So the Rico Verdict, super solid book. Um, part two will be coming soon, and other books will be coming. But at this point, this LFX Media Live, the platform, is the bridge that we're using to bring other content creators into fruition. So we're working on the marketing end, we're working on building content, and that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So if you're a content creator with a podcast, as a matter of fact, I haven't even talked to you about this Pat. We actually have another pod on the way, and it's sports related, but it's fantasy sports. So yeah, we'll get into that when we get off the pod. I really forgot to tell you about it. We got another pod coming, but the importance of us being the bridge to people who are content creators and would like to hop on board. That's where we're at with it right now. We're marketing. We're doing major marketing. We're building content. We're coming off of March Madness. We have so much content for March Madness. We got pictures, videos, and stuff. We really haven't even got to that. That's how far back, a couple weeks. But we're back. The Four Horsemen. Stay tuned for us. Right now, it's just myself and the Custom Beat King. But that's what we're working on. We're working on building this platform and getting ad revenue, sponsorships. That's where we're at with it. It's an exciting time.
Very exciting time, and definitely got to tip my cap to you, brother, for pushing me to put together the ebook, which will be available on the website soon. It's the art of beat making, and it's my first go round at creating a book. And boy, I got almost 100 likes when I
Mm,
actually said I was writing a book. So big kudos and another notch under the belt, if you will. And just thankful and glad to be participating in it. And I'm excited about the future, man. All this stuff going on, boy. Since January, boy, we hit the ground running, and man, what a ride it's been so far. And I hope that we just continue to go on. We're thinking six figures and above. That's where we are. We're thinking six figures and above, and we're looking for people that are like minded, and if you are like-minded like us, join us. Don't beat us, join us.
of course, and Rico Sundays will be returning as well. It's a network opportunity that started out as book promotion, but it's so many different professionals that need to link with other
Uh-oh, looks like we had a pause in the action right there. As we do from time to time on here. But just real briefly, oh yeah, go ahead, Podge. Once again, you kicked out, but you're back in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're just promoting self-employed, several streams of income. That's what we're looking at. So again, we're bringing back Rico Sunday. During the football season, it's hard to do Rico Sundays because so much action going on. And actually, it was hard to pod today with all this NBA action going on.
Oh man, got a full slate here. You want me to just give the brief rundown?
Straight like that. Run it to
Yes,
him.
indeed. Yes. Today at 1 p.m. in a few minutes, the Cavaliers will face the New York Knicks, which in that series, the Knicks are up 2 games to 1. Surprisingly, a
Mm,
lot of people weren't sure which way that series was going to go, and I think those teams are, for the most part, evenly matched. I have a feeling this one could possibly go 7.
yeah.
Now at 3:30 this afternoon, we got the bonfire series between the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. And
Mm,
in that one, Sacramento is leading 2 games to 1, which to me is not a surprise because I picked the Kings to go pretty far this year. So, we got 2 games to 1 for the Kings. And then we are at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. All of these times, we got the Celtics playing the Atlanta Hawks, which the Hawks were able to climb back into the series after the last game, and it's 2 games to 1 Boston. And the finale for tonight is we have Denver and the Timberwolves, and it looks like Denver is getting ready to close the door on Minnesota. It's 3-0. Also, kudos to the other team that actually has made it out of the first round, which is the Philadelphia 76ers. And they took care of business as they should have, against Brooklyn. And so, we got a lot of great things going on. Yesterday, we had the Bucks and the Heat, and the Bucks and the Heat. That series is surprisingly, which I got to get on my guys over at TNT because they thought it would be a gentleman's sweep. But my Miami Heat are in the lead in the series 2 games to 1 over the Milwaukee Bucks. Not without a price tag though, because Oladipo went down with a pretty severe injury, and of course we know Hero is out for pretty much, the playoffs, at least 6 weeks.
mm,
Um, and that may be the that may be the remainder of the playoffs. And then you also have on the other side Giannis, who has been nursing a back injury over the last 2 games. And of course, the other game yesterday uh, was the Grizzlies and the Lakers.
Mm.
And the Lakers took care of business at home and jumped back into the series. As a matter of fact, they jumped ahead in that series, 2 games to 1. But they held the Grizzlies to 9 measly points in the
Mhm.
first quarter. And that's what happens when you poke a bear.
Mm.
And as Podgy is representing right now, the Lake
Yeah,
Show.
let's be clear. I am a Rockets fan, but wherever LeBron's at, I'm there.
Look, I'm a Heat fan, but I'm just feeling the nostalgia for the day. I got on good old Willis Reed, who stood so tall.
Yes, sir. And actually, that's been the word in the NBA lately. A lot of injuries and a lot of bad calls. As you know, the name the name of this podcast. Pardon me, refs. There's a lot going on, and as you stated, the Sixers without Embiid actually performed the first round sweep since 1981 when Barkley was a rookie. So shout out to them, you know.
Shout out to them.
Hmm.
Big time. And yeah, that kind of leads into my topic for the day with you, Podge.
Hmm.
The referee situation, because that's been a prime time talk, you know, around the league at this moment in time. You know what I mean? And I pulled
True.
up a couple of articles real quickly for the people out there before you guys are watching tip off. A couple of the stars have been sounding off on the officiating so far in the playoffs, which
Hmm.
is which is what I think is warranted to a degree. The first one I'm going to talk about is Russell Westbrook.
Hmm.
Um, Basically, Russell is not happy with the fact that he's attacking the basket and the calls just aren't coming.
Hmm.
Um, the reporters are asking him questions, and this is what he said here, Pod. He said, "I don't know. I keep attacking, man. Stay positive. Don't get distracted. Just being in the league overtime. Just concentrate on making the shot. It's unfortunate, but on Tuesday, he's right back at it. So that was like a subtle blow, a subtle shot at the referees. He doesn't really know what's actually going on, and I'm actually with Russ. I don't know what's going on either. They're allowing a lot of contact in this playoffs. I've seen a lot of the games so far, and there's a lot of times where the guys are driving to the basket and the calls aren't being made, and then it'll go down the other way, Podge,
Hmm.
and the similar contact happens, and then the whistle comes out of nowhere. And I'm like, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line in these competitions? Because we don't really know exactly what's going on, you know? And then, of course, we got Draymond, of course, who was suspended um, for stomping on the chest
Right.
of, of Sabonis. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong, Sabonis did have a hold of his leg, but of course, Draymond being as animated as he is, he took it a
Mhm.
step further, and he didn't have to stomp, but he did anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, him being kind of like one of those players that stays on the teeter totter. He actually got suspended during the regular season
Hmm.
because he led the league in what technical fouls, if I'm not mistaken. And once he hit his 16th, they said yes, and now you sit.
Yeah.
And so, that in that case, it's warranted. But when do the refs, when is it about the play of the players, and when is it about the referees? Because I feel like in a lot of these games, the referees are dictating the narrative in the outcome of certain games because there's calls that are going on. Like for example, the play, even though I'm a Heat fan, the play where Giannis hit the ground, that was kind of you know, that was a foul that was pretty excessive, and
Mm.
it could have warranted a technical. Did it? I don't believe it did. I
No.
think he just got a regular 2 shots, but it could have been a technical and the 2 shots. And the referees just, I don't know what they're looking at out there. I believe some of them are showing their experience when it
Mm.
comes to these situations. And yeah, man, my take is the refs need to do better. The refs gotta balance it out and make proper calls. And even though the NBA playoffs is where things do get a little bit more intense, if you're going to call something one way, which Doc Rivers I think mentioned that the other day, if you're going to do that against Harden, and you're going to allow things like the situation with Embiid and Nick Claxton, if
Hmm.
you're going to allow these things to transpire, but you're not making the proper calls on other situations, I think we have a problem.
Indeed. My opinion on a ref, as a ref comes into an NBA playoff game, I think he has to put on his playoff whistle. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these calls, I don't think in a playoff situation don't call for, like, for example, do you feel that Harden deserved to be ejected? Now, James Harden was ejected from game 3 against Brooklyn Nets, and he was called for a flagrant 2 foul after contact with Royce O'Neal. So they said he hit him in the swimsuit area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was shown. I mean, he did push off some, but I don't think it warranted an ejection. No, I
No.
don't believe so. And I do agree with Doc when he says, as he's saying here, he ripped the refs for favoring instigators. Now,
Hmm.
that's one angle of the game that we haven't really discussed, but I think that needs a little touch up because there are instigators in the league. Like when Draymond's clapping it up in front of somebody, taunting, or I'm not trying to single Draymond out because he's not the only person. I've even noticed it in the Heat Bucks series. Portis getting away with a lot of jaw service, and nothing's happening. But at the same time, it's like the refs are picking certain nights because the other night, well, last night he was in foul trouble, and the same calls that weren't going in Milwaukee, they started going in Miami. And so, that's like, where do we draw the line? Where does it become more uniform with the refereeing and the officiating and the decisions that are being made back in New York when they're doing these reviews? Because I believe the instigators are being, favoring, being favored, if you will. Like the taunting and things of that nature. They're allowing that stuff to go around, and I do think the Harden ejection was a joke. It definitely wasn't warranted. I don't believe he should have got ejected at all. Um, Claxton for the taunting, yes, I can see that happening. But and that's what I'm saying. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line with these refs? I don't know. I do believe that there's a lot of favoritism going on, and I don't believe that it is fair to the game of basketball itself. If you're going to make a call down on one side once again, and you don't make that same call going the other way, or you see clear contact, which LeBron, I remember earlier, just a few months back when he had a drive to the basket, and he clearly was fouled in Boston, and the
Hmm.
refs made no call whatsoever, and that actually cost them the game because they went into overtime. And I believe he really had a right to be upset because that was a clear foul. That was a clear foul. He drove to the basket to create contact. He created the contact. Tatum slapped him across the arm clearly while he was going to lay the ball in. And it's a foul. It just is what it is. It's a foul. And yeah, I believe that the referees are definitely letting the play get a little bit out of hand. And it's starting to affect the players because you see the emotions are starting to ramp up and they're getting high. And it's like, what do you do?
Sure. Well, I'm gonna go over real quick these flagrant fouls, but before I do that, again, we want to thank you for coming out on our Facebook page. Thank you for coming out on YouTube, LFX Media. Subscribe, like, comment, and also on our own platform, lfxmedia.live. Tap in the comments because I never see comments from actually from our own platform. I just want to know.
Yes.
I want to know that it's working. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So if,
Absolutely.
if you happen to be tapped in on a Roku TV, holler at us. Let us know. Like right now, let us know, how do you feel about, did Harden need to be ejected? So what I'm gonna say is, okay, a regular flagrant foul, that's just unnecessary contact. Now, during the regular season, I can see certain, flagrant fouls for unnecessary contact, but I feel like the attitudes, the energy, it's a little bit more amped up. And as a referee, you have to swallow that whistle a little bit.
Mm.
There's going to be contact that's unnecessary, but is that deserving of a flagrant? Now, a flagrant foul too is contact unnecessary and excessive. So I'm going to move on to Joel Embiid. Should he have been ejected for his kick man?
Yeah, and that because that was very close to the private area as well.
Yeah.
And even though the taunting, I think if anything, they both probably should have gotten a tech one, and each team got to shoot free throws just to send a message to say, "Hey, we're not going to play that." Um, but for him to just get it alone and Claxton receive nothing, I don't believe that was fair.
Without a doubt. Shout out to Nick, LFX in the building. That's what we're doing out here.
Absolutely.
LFX Media Live. That's where we're reached at. Um, yeah, this the refs are out of control, bro.
Yeah.
The refs are out of control. That's the best way I
Yeah,
can sum it up. This,
I wholeheartedly agree. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's not a shot fire, but it's a big explosion.
boom.
Because it's really starting to really get into a point where, it's like we want to blow the whistle on the referees.
Hmm.
We want to blow the whistle on them.
Yes,
Real
sir.
talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you already
Speaking
know.
speaking of blowing a whistle, I gotta blow my nose real quick.
Yes, yes. And just to get back real quickly, on my take on the NBA, just watching these games, I'm watching to see great competition. And by the refs not doing their job and the people in New York in the review center not doing their job properly, and really adhering to their own rules because they make these rules. It's not really the players that make the rules. It's the upper room,
Hmm.
and the upper room is definitely dropping the ball. I think the president, which is Silva, right?
Yeah.
Um, I believe that he needs to go back in and he needs to really, really start checking in and start tapping in and seeing exactly what's going on
Hmm.
because it's getting out of hand. And somebody's going to mess around and get hurt for real.
Sure.
Emotions are starting to run high on the court. And not only that, but it's like the refs will make either a call or no call, and then you can't get mad. You can't say anything to them. Like the sensitivity of the referee is priority.
Sure.
Like you can't even talk regular to them without them acting like you can't wave your hand at them or nothing like that. That's going to warrant a technical foul.
True indeed.
Yes, indeed. So some of these excessive penalties, I do believe, are unnecessary, and they were some of
Costly.
the worst actually that I've seen in NBA playoff history for real this
Yeah.
year. Some
Very,
of the worst.
very costly situations. It's like, like,
Oh
like
man.
you said, as a referee, I would rather miss a call than make a bad call. You know.
Yeah, true indeed. True indeed. And I'm also thinking too, when I'm looking at some of these games, I'm looking at where they're actually positioned because now you're starting to pay attention to where the ref is on the floor when
Hmm.
these calls are being made and how are they actually making these calls? Are they in the right position? I think all of that needs to be revisited at the end of this season. And I think they need to fix that. They have to fix it and they have to fix it rather quickly because it is going to be a deterrent moving forward.
Sure. Maybe they can get some help from OpenAI. You know.
OpenAI definitely help them out. It's a helpful tool if you want to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
It is very
Um,
much so.
yeah, I think I wanted to start off, and we got. I think we were both kind of um, amped up about the ref situation, but let's touch on 420. Um,
Oh yeah, 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 for
so-
sure.
Something very important to both of us.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my baby Amina Sky. 420 is her day.
Happy birthday.
My grandbaby. She actually, you know, she left us, went to heaven, but
Oh,
yeah, on 420. So
oh yeah. My condolences, brother.
yes, indeed. So 420 is about her. So
Surely.
look out for the Amina Sky merch coming soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, no question about it. No,
Yep.
no question about it. And for me, 420 was a significant day because myself and Miss Toy, we put out the powerful project, The Session Part Two. The Session Part Two definitely has been well received.
Drop
Um,
the link, sir. Drop the link.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've definitely dropped the link on the platform here. As a matter of fact, I'll drop it on Facebook for everybody.
Yes, sir.
You know what
Drop.
I'm saying? Just go to Miss Toy's website,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be able to stream, download, support the session part two, and it's up there. There you go. There you go. MissToyMusic.com, right there. And so you guys, make sure that you support that, and congratulations also to Miss Toy for scoring her own cannabis
Yes,
in
indeed.
the process from Weed Woods. Weed Woods is definitely a company that's on the rise out there in California, and they have officially won their first competition with another strain that's in the camp from my guy Dismost. And shout out to Dismost. I've been working with him recently. For those who don't know who Dismost is, he is a former ghostwriter of Eazy-E, and also he also is a close affiliate and associate with Sir Jinx. For those who remember Sir Jinx from the Ice Cube days,
Mm-hmm.
you
I
know.
was just listening to Jinx this morning. Actually, he did the beat for Ice Cube and Too Short. I was listening to that this morning.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So shout out Sir Jinx. And so Dismost has his own strain also with Weed Woods. So shout out to Weed Woods once again. And they won a competition with his particular strain, which is
Mm.
called This, That, Shh. And I guess you guys can fill in the blanks from there. So big shout out to Dismos and Miss Toy. As a matter of fact, I just so happen to have an official
A sample?
sample of Miss Toy's Warrior Kush. Now
Ooh.
I haven't smoked this because I really don't smoke like that, but who knows? I may feel festive one day and take a toke of this. But this actually has 39%
Ooh.
THC. This is a very powerful strain, and it is a Canagar. What a Canagar it's actually what they call a pre-roll. A pre-roll is actually already 2.5 grams of,
Mm,
of of premium cannabis already pre-rolled in a wrap that's actually infused with the exactly same ingredients that the cannabis is is infused with. And so that's really a potent strain, and it has if anybody is familiar on their terminologies, go to leafly.com or go to one of the cannabis websites so you can actually understand what kind of cannabis it is that you particularly like to smoke, and start looking for those strains. It is not legal here in Pennsylvania, and
mm.
that's probably another reason why I haven't partaken in the cannabis. But
Sounds
this is an
about
example, and the nice thing about these Podgy is that this actually has a wood tip on the end of it.
smooth.
Yeah, yeah. So just like if people smoke black and milds, like they make pre rolls now, canagars. That's
Right.
what they come in a canister, just like this,
They
and
call them girl blunts.
absolutely, absolutely. And so this one has actual wood tip on it, and it's a very premium. I did get a whiff of it when I opened up the canister, and
Mm.
my, whew,
Pass the Dutchie.
on the left hand side.
I'll take it. Oh,
Yes, and there it is, and there it is. So big shout out to them, and big shout out to everybody that participated on the album, which was fully produced by yours truly, JPad the Juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very proud of these projects that I've been doing with Miss Toy. So,
oh,
you know, big shout out to,
Juggernaut, Juggernaut,
yes,
Juggernaut,
indeed, the
Juggernaut.
infamous. And so, yeah, and more projects are coming along the way. Be on the lookout for Session Part 3. Session Part 3 will be the international edition. So now we're going to take it and we're gonna expand it out to our network around the world. So anybody checking in around the world, what's going on, y'all? You know what I mean? And salute to y'all. We definitely are coming your way with the next project, and I already began to start pre-production on that.
man, shout out Miss Toy. I actually wanted to connect with them out in LA. It was LA, right?
It was in California. I'm not sure if it was
Oh,
actually L.A. It was the
okay.
Kush stock. I had it wrong before I said weed stock.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I was incorrect. It is actually called Kush Stock is a festival, and of course, it's all about awareness, cannabis awareness, reform, and also for the people that are in that business to network and to build up. And it was a great time. I've seen the footage. Oh man, what a wonderful time they had out there. And a big shout out to the people that put on Kush Stock. There will be another one in the fall, which potentially JPad the Juggernaut will be attending, and we will stream live for LFX Media.
Sure. From LA to New York. Let's talk about what's going on in New York.
New York City. Well,
Or what
on
appears
on the 29th, which is this Saturday coming up, your boy JPad the Juggernaut, I'll be performing live in Harlem on 155th at
mm,
another event that for the locals up there, it'll be a competition, but I have been asked to do a special performance as a special guest coming in from out of town. And, big shout out to the Legion Houses, my man Shawnee Shine, Quiet Storm, Jay Bomber, Charlie Nagato. We are the Legion Houses based out of New York City. And so, we're going to be up there, man. We're going to be up there, and we're going to be working it out. I definitely will be gathering content from that event, and we'll be having that available on LFX Media as well.
wow. That
You
time
already
so quick. I was
know.
might be too late, but let us get some beautiful bean footage from that. I would like to see.
Absolutely. I will. And I'll definitely be bringing it back in house, and you guys will be able to be a part of that experience through the content, and make sure you stay locked in on our platform. So that way you guys can stay up to speed and up to date with the movements that the camp is doing.
Absolutely. And we just really wanted to tap in with you. We know there's a lot of sports action going on. We're gonna tap in ourselves. I got some greens on the stove downstairs. Uh,
I'm about to say, I know they got to be calling your nose there,
yeah,
Podge.
some brown rice and lentil. Yeah, we going prime time with it. Mhm.
Nice, 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 nice. Well, I really, really, really had a good time here at Podge. And you guys watch the games. Enjoy your Sunday. Um, I am JPad the Juggernaut. That guy right there is the that guy right there is the Mellow Man, PDC, and we are LFX Media. We do appreciate you guys tapping in and tuning in on us.